2023 Harley-Davidson Nightster, Performance, Price, and Photos. With Sportster DNA, here's why the Nightster represents an all-new direction for Harley's Sportster line. Harley-Davidson is on track to fulfill its 100 new models promise, and this addition to the Sportster family definitely ticks that box, entering the new in 22 Nightster carried into 2023. The Moco recently updated its Sportster lineup, and this bike is one of the earliest variants of the new sporty design. Part of this update addressed shortcomings with the old Evo-style mills retired in favor of the new Revolution Max 975T engine. More powerful all around than what it replaces, the Harley-Davidson Nightster also boasts a relatively robust electronics suite that goes far beyond anything that was available just one short generation ago. This gives HD a violent shove onto the world stage as a modern machine with performance and electronics that are competitive with comparable models. In many cases, the Nightster is head and shoulders above the pack. This new Sportster line is a sharp departure for Milwaukee, but a necessary one if it planned on remaining competitive, and this new line is even billed as A2 compatible, which indicates a desire to grab some of the Euro and UK market. The future of HD's small displacement sector is here, embodied in the Nightster, and it looks bright indeed. Here's the short preview of 2023 Harley-Davidson Nightster specifications, which includes the pros and cons. 2023 Harley-Davidson Nightster performance and capability. HD has a brand new engine for the Sportster line, the first major change since the Evolution Sportster launched back in '86, and it leaves its predecessor in the dust. We'll start with the most obvious. Gone are the cooling fins in favor of liquid cooling equipment that adds thermal stability and stamina to the mix, which is something the previous generations lacked with the mainly air-cooled engines, though some did have oil coolers. The 2023 HD Nightster produces 90 horsepower and 70 pound-feet of torque. Power maxes out at 7,500 RPM, but torque tops out at 5,000 RPM, so you can count on a significant amount of torque available lower in the rev range. It's a V-twin of course, but a wider V than the 45-degree mills it replaces, and it rocks a modern look to match its top-notch engineering. In another departure from the norm, it's an over-square engine instead of under-square as usual, with a 97mm bore and 66mm stroke for a 975cc total displacement. Compression ratio is also uncommonly high at 12:1, so this is an engine that'll prefer the high-octane hook. Power flows through a 6-speed transmission, then to the rear wheel via a tough, carbon-reinforced belt drive. The Nightster's top speed is around 107 miles per hour, which is plenty fast and more. As for rider systems, the Nightster rolls with stock traction control and drag torque slip control to protect the integrity of the rear contact patch whether accelerating or engine braking. The design. The technology might be modern, but the overall build channels the look of the Sportster precursor, the K model. Blackout treatment makes a connection to custom culture, and it starts out right away with black sliders, blinkers, headlight, and triple tree. The front fender, pared down a bit, bobber style, sheds unnecessary weight, same with the back. LED lighting ensures effective two-way visibility at both ends. In profile, the tank has that classic teardrop shape that goes all the way back to the early 50s. The solo seat slings your butt at only 27.1 inches off the deck, which should give you plenty of leverage when you go to put your feet down, and be confidence-inspiring for newer riders. Alas, you'll have to hit the accessories catalog if you want to share the fun with a friend, cause it comes stock with a solo saddle. There's just enough of the old Sportster influence to make the family connection, but plenty new enough to clearly mark a new generation. Here's the specs and dimension of 2023 Harley-Davidson Nightster. Chassis. Tubular members on the Nightster make up much of the frame, but this structure relies on a stressed engine element to make it all work. The front forks aren't adjustable, but they're the next best thing with 41mm Showa dual bending valve yummy goodness that delivers event-driven damping adjustment automatically. Out back, a set of coil-over shocks support the rear end with adjustable preload as the only manual suspension tweak. Suspension travel measures 4.5 inches up front and 3.0 inches out back, so it will soak up some abuse before it rattles your teeth. There must be an offset in the triple tree. The steering head is set at 30 degrees while the actual fork angle rides at 28 degrees, with 5.4 inches of trail that together add up to a fairly nimble ride indeed. Cast alloy wheels mount Dunlop HD Series black walls in a 190ths-19 and 150/80ths-16 on the front and rear, respectively. As for brakes, a 4-bore caliper bites a 320mm front disc while out back, a single pot anchor binds a 260mm disc, all with stock ABS protection right off the showroom floor. Here's the chassis and suspension of the 2023 Harley-Davidson Nightster. (2023) Harley-Davidson Nightster price and availability. MSRP on the 2023 Harley-Davidson Nightster starts at $13,499. Naturally, that's for the usual vivid black colorway. If you fancy the redline red tank, because the rest of the sheet metal is still black, you can add $450 to the tally. Along with ABS, the security feature comes standard equipped. Here's the pricing and features of 2023 Harley-Davidson Nightster. Competitors. Lucky for me, domestic faux Indian motorcycle has a rough equivalent that will definitely be fighting for the same slice of the market with their Scout Road. The current Scout is also part of an evolution of a very old model name, very old indeed, and so it comes with a genuine pedigree on par with the sporty Indian Scout Rogue. Indian sticks much to the same playbook with lopped-down sheet metal front and rear to give the bike a bobber vibe not entirely unlike the Nightster, but the bullet fairing and bar-end mirrors put it over the top. Sure, you can customize the Nightster similarly, but it comes stock on the Indian. Solo saddles abound, so once again you'll have to go out of pocket if you want to share the fun with a friend. The Scout rocks a 60-degree V-twin engine that looks the part and pulls ahead of HD with 100 ponies and 72 pounds-o grunt versus 90/70ths for an advantage in both categories. One big advantage with the Scout is the colors. Indian puts together 8 colorways for the Scout Rogue to beat the king of paint this time around. That's cool and all, but the electronics swing the needle the other way. The Scout Rogue has no answer for HD's traction and drag torque control to leave Harley looking like the more modern and evolved machine. Prices are similar enough. The Scout Rogue ranges from $12,749 up to $15,149 depending on color choice. If you want a non-ABS model, it's just black metallic for you. Frequently asked question. What is the difference between a Sportster and Nightster? The Nightster is a member of the Sportster line. Where the traditional Sportsters are typical cruisers, the Nightster equipped with a liquid-cooled Revolution Max 975 engine moves the Sportster line more into the sport category. Can 2 people ride a Nightster? The base model Nightster comes stock with a solo seat, though a passenger pillion is available in the accessories catalog. The Nightster Special comes stock with a pillion. To bring a passenger on your rides, add the accessory pillion or look at the Nightster Special. Is the Nightster a good starter bike? The 975cc Revolution engine in the Nightster has ample power and torque to get a new rider in trouble. However, a new rider can benefit from the relatively light weight, easy handling, and low seat height to inspire confidence. If given the respect it deserves, a new rider can start on a Nightster and as his skill level increases, so will his ride fun. Is the Harley Nightster fast? With the 975cc liquid-cooled Revolution engine, the Nightster manages a top speed of around 107 miles per hour. Thanks for watching.